I'm convinced that if our lives are in slow motion and it feels like we're not going the way we want, or maybe we're making progress in exactly the wrong direction or some random direction, or wait, how did we get here? It might be that we need to check the program. At my dental office, I occasionally have to do a lot of scanning, and it used to be that only one of the computers had the printer's specific scanning software, but it so happened that that computer was usually unavailable when I needed it. So I was always using one of the other computers that only had Windows Fax and Scan. I'm not even kidding when I tell you it was like 5 seconds between scanning each page through the feeder. I thought this was just a dumb butt printer with a terrible design. Then one day I ended up installing another new printer of the same type on my boss's computer. Installing the software was so easy, I was like, oh, I'll install it on all the other computers too. My main motivation was I wanted to be able to batch scan into PDFs. What I was not expecting was how lightning fast the printer would get. In the time it took me to press the button on the computer to start printing and then walk over to the printer, it had already finished scanning 5 pages. This whole time I was putting up with mediocrity and inefficiency, thinking this poor printer was just stupid just because I didn't have the right software. Can you see where I'm going with this? Guys, it's the same with our lives. Most of us growing up were in default mode. We got programs installed without our consent and without our concern every day. From our teachers, from our parents, from our friends, from church, from TV, from social media, everywhere. And what's the result? Our life is running in default mode. Barely any progress, or too much in the wrong direction. Or worse, we think of ourselves as incapable, inept, or even broken. Vinh Giang was the one I first heard describe it like this. Until you install the right software up here, you're never gonna get the results you want out here. Do not be conformed to this world, default mode, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. I don't know about you, but other people deciding my fate just because I allowed their thinking to adulterate mine is unacceptable. We can be our own programmer. We decide what's the default. We decide what runs. Everything will change. It's impossible not to.